Ooh, folks, I got a warning off the top. We're gonna be, or at least I'm gonna be, negative. We got a negative Nancy episode, folks. Welcome to the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast. My name is John.
My name is Jimmy.
I'm not trying to, I think we say it all the time. I like to be a little positive force in this little corner of the internet, right? Not this week for me. Ooh, I got some stuff. But welcome everyone. Thanks for being here. Jimmy, how are we?
Oh, I am glorious, my friend. Happy to be alive. Happy to be here on the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast. You come in hot telling you're going to be negative. I kind of become positive once I realize you're going to be negative, because it kind of gets me jazzed up a little bit. I'm ready for some hot takes today.
I got 1, 2, 3. I like 3 or like 4 or 5 things off the top. That's like, and I got a problem with this, and I don't like the way they did this thing. Really lean into the wrestling podcaster of it all this week.
I need the pipe bomb.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, it's nothing like crazy. Okay. But folks, before we get too deep into everything, I want to remind you of a couple things. One, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling. We have a bunch of your questions on there, so we're going to answer all those and also chit chat. I had a hell of a Sunday. I got to tell you about my Sunday. I had a wild Sunday. So all that, we're going to be chatting for another hour over on the Patreon, patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling. I feel like I always forget to plug stuff. Tell a friend about the show. We're on every streaming platform, but please watch it on YouTube. What else? All of our socials. I haven't plugged my new song in a long time. That's still out. Simple Things by Raspy Taylor. Our own, I don't know.
Our own stuff. Hype up the video if you're on mobile.
Yeah, hype up the. I've been seeing other YouTubers talk about it. Oh. And they still don't really know what it is either. But I guess if you hype up the video, it puts you. It's similar to a trending page where it bumps up your video into here's the most hyped up. I don't know. It's
we want to be up top tier of the list. We want to rise up the ranks.
I would love someone that watches on YouTube mobile to just be like, hey, I saw you guys on the hype train or whatever. Oh, cool, crazy. But all right, we can just get into it. Oh, well, first order of business. We do have. If you want to hand me that over there, which you did remind me that I was defending the SCW Predictions Championship coming off of Crown Jewel. I tallied out my score. There were a couple of picks that we didn't do the Mercedes pick. There were a couple of things we missed, but I believe I ended with a score of 7.
I think we both would have picked Mercedes. I think it's a safe bet. If there's a title on the line, Mercedes Moné, Ultimo Moné, which is a great nickname.
I love it.
Who's going to win?
It's not even something I was going to talk about today either. Maybe we'll get into it when we start talking about AEW. But people are hating, which I love that she leaned into it. People are hating the Ultimo Dragon. How dare she? Da-da-da.
A lot of think pieces being made about Ultimo Moné. I'm starting to adore it a little bit.
The think pieces?
the thing, just the overall discussion and kind of
it's interesting.
It's interesting, but it's mostly just kind of it's interesting where it's if I see something that's universally kind of disliked, especially in the wrestling sphere, I start to kind of come around to it. And
Sure.
Mercedes Moné is a fantastic wrestler. I think overrated might be an accurate description, because again, if you're someone that's rating her, because some people do rate her as the greatest women's wrestler of all time, which is I think fine, but I think that's a tad bit overrated personally.
I get what you're saying.
But she is right now the hottest thing going. So
yeah, she's killing it. But yeah, so the next Wednesday, Saturday night's main event's great. We'll probably end up doing predictions for Saturday night's main event.
Cool.
Because it's crazy. There's 2 world title matches on it, or gonna be on it, or some shit. You know what I mean?
A bit of an unpredictable winner and the number 1 contender of Battle Royale last night.
Oh, we're gonna. That's the first thing that's the first thing we're getting to.
Cool.
I'm surprised you're not coming in hotter about that.
Yes,
Let me wrap up. Let's wrap up. We'll transition.
Yes,
get this off my shoulder. But I see a Predictions Championship right here, and I'm putting it on the line, defending it, and not a double champ though. Not a double champ. You are currently a Predictions.
I know those silhouettes, baby. I won the latest quiz, and just right now the quiz champion. Proud of it.
Every time I edit a video like that, obviously I then know the answers. Or even if it's a week and a week goes by and I edit it, then I'm it's nice and calm. I'm editing and I'm I knew that one.
Well, what kind of makes me feel good is a lot of people thought we didn't. I believe maybe you got it wrong. Maybe I got it right. The CM Punk one. A lot of people thought that was Tozawa.
We both got it right.
Okay,
but
good.
I was close to play. We were both
yeah.
So we're not totally.
But
crazy.
It's funny how other people see the same things. It's marvelous.
Mine's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna dive right in here to last night. we're going to get into all the backstory afterward, but I just want to talk about the Battle Royal last night. First of all, love a Battle Royal. Love an over-the-top rope Battle Royal. I'm a sucker for it. The fact that, obviously, which again, we're going to circle all the way back and talk about the World Heavyweight Championship needing to be vacated, and then Adam Pearce said, well, we're gonna solve that problem right now. We're going to have to figure out the number one contender who's going to face CM Punk at Saturday Night's Main Event in a couple weeks. Going to have a Battle Royal. Fired up. Already, I'm like, hell yeah, like, who's going to be in it, blah, blah. I was on stream. People were like, oh, I think this person's going to win. This person's going to win, blah, blah. And then we got the Battle Royal. I had fun. I thought it was good. I liked, like, the final 6 included, like, both Usos, LA Knight, Dom. I think AJ was in there still. Kofi was in there for a while. And then
the removal, though, of Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, because going into it, I saw, like, heavily rumors of a Battle Royal. I'm like, oh, this is Bron Breakker's to win naturally. And I would love Bron Breakker to win this, but the kayfabe reason, I mean, you took out the world champion, you can't be in the Battle Royal. I love it. So it also kind of opened up the pool of, like, who's going to win this Battle Royal?
This is my first gripe. Mm-hmm. It's like, I agree with you in the sense of, like, Adam Pearce is being an authority figure, and he's like, I just got bullied earlier, now I'm going to bully them back, and, like, blah, blah, and you guys are out. However, WWE hates Bron Breakker. WWE hates Bron Breakker. I'm just kidding. But they, like, the title of this episode, I think it's the title of this episode is either why can't Bron Breakker succeed, or why isn't Bron Breakker allowed to succeed? Now, obviously, maybe it's too easy of an answer. This is a conversation we had very in-depth last week about WWE not allowing these young guys to succeed and get accomplishments, and how come they have to have, like, 40-year-old Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Cody? Why can't it be like this young hot guy? Taking them out of the match, I thought, was the stupidest fucking decision. Bronson Reed, don't give a shit about. Bronson Reed shouldn't even still be a part of this Paul Heyman shit. Who gives a shit about Bronson Reed at this point?
I am totally disagree with you on that.
Do not give a shit. No, he is just there. He is a lackey. He is only there because they haven't kicked him out yet. The whole time Paul Heyman's hyping up Bron Breakker, he's like, and you're the future, and this is the reason I wasn't with Seth the whole time. I was with Braun. And also,
he for sure is number 2. We had a discussion last week. He is the number 2 behind Breakker. But Oscilla, he's the man. I'm very surprised to hear that, because again, before we knew that those two gentlemen were not going to be in the Battle Royal, I'm like, even a Bronson Reed could win this Battle Royal.
I agree. Yeah.
Maybe a last second throw over Bron Breakker and kind of already start maybe even more division in the division already. But
right.
The kayfabe reason for those guys to take out the world champion and for them not to be rewarded for those actions, I thought made sense, and I liked it. And again, Bron Breakker is my favorite wrestler right now. So given, like, I would love for him to be in the Battle Royal. I would love for him to crush CM Punk at Saturday's Main Event, but it's not in the cards for now. Though the winner of the Battle Royal.
But did you see how good Bron Breakker looked with that world title? It's just
that picture already going double platinum on the internet.
So good. I saw a tweet that was like, West Side Gun is rubbing his hands. But I don't disagree with you. Where it's like sure, I guess kayfabe, it does make enough sense where it's like, I can't be too mad at the reasoning. But like, I don't know. I just like when it feels like the perfect time.
Yes.
Like again, I do agree with you with, like, the story and the writing of it, whatever. But it does feel like the perfect time for, like, the leader get taken out. Paul Heyman goes full on Bron Breakker. He wins the Battle Royal, and, like, it goes to that, like, shock value that we had last week of the turn.
Yes.
Keeping on that shock value and blah blah. And like you said, sorry.
I just think they're making us yearn for it. They're making us yearn for it.
And maybe that's it, because I do tend to get on here, and I have a balance of how I watch wrestling. I watch it in a kayfabe manner, then I also look at it about the, business-wise and, podcast, or, how they make the decision. And I don't oftentimes, like, and I'm glad I don't, but I don't oftentimes, like, distinguish those two. So, like, I could fully like this, like, I might be mad kayfabe. I don't know. I might be mad kayfabe wise. I might be mad shoot wise. I don't know. And I'm glad I prefer it that way. But I don't disagree that a lot of my frustrations is as a fan watching the show, and, like, Bron Breakker didn't win the world. Pierce, you're going to take Bron Breakker out? Like, I think that is a lot of it. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
But so, yes, we're to lead the horse to water. It's what we're all dancing around. the winner of the Battle Royal, Jey Uso. And you know me, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you know me. I've been a Jey Uso defender.
Yes.
I've been defending him against the internet. Sure, I do think sometimes over this past year or whatever, he may have been overbooked or whatever, but I do think he's deserved most, if not all. This wasn't it for me. I don't think Jey Uso should have won the set all. I enjoy the Jimmy and Jay stuff backstage and Jimmy being like, I'm coming for everyone, and then they entered together, and then Jay tossed out Jimmy, and was that when LA Knight got topped over?
I believe so.
Or was that AJ Styles? I believe it was LA Knight, but either way.
I know you eliminated Dom last.
Correct,
Yeah.
yep. And then Dom, and also like Dom, bro. Not that like Dom's already, he has his IC title and Penta and Rusev stuff, but like to put him second to last, like, give me Dom in the world title match. I want to hear from you because I feel like I'm just kind of, but I was very deflated after seeing Jey Uso win, and now we know we're gonna get Jey Uso versus CM Punk for the world title at Saturday Night's Main Event.
I don't think you're alone. But again, kind of like a little reminiscing of his Royal Rumble victory. Didn't see this coming.
But he did it, Ari. He did the Royal Rumble.
He did the Royal thing. So, I mean, I know this is the long form. I know we're doing a podcast, but you want to play a game real quick? You want to do a little? Okay. So, for every person I list, if you think you would much rather see them go against CM Punk at Saturday Night's Main Event, give me a yeet, okay?
Okay.
Penta.
Yeet.
AJ Styles.
Yeet.
Dominic Mysterio.
Yeet.
LA Knight.
Yeet.
Finn Balor?
I mean, technically, yeah, like yeet, I guess, technically.
Rusev?
No yeet.
Took a loss to Dom,
yeah,
so
no
that'd
yeet.
been kind of tough, but he looked really good in the Battle Royale.
He did.
Sheamus?
I'm 50, like, I'm such a Sheamus fan, and he was going crazy in that Battle Royal.
For CM Punk, too, would be a banger.
It would have been fun. It would have been very nostalgic, too. I'll over Jay right now. No yeet.
No yeet.
I'll say no yeet.
El Grande Americano.
No yeet.
Interesting one. Jimmy Uso.
Yeet.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I love that take for you. Kofi Kingston.
Yeet. Dude, Punk on commentary,
that was
dude.
the best part, yeah.
He was like, first of all, which I don't know if I don't want to interrupt the game.
No, it's fine.
First of all, I love Punk on commentary. I think he has a future post his wrestling career as a commentator. We all know this. I'm not saying anything crazy. But throughout the match, him putting over everyone. He put over Ivar. He was like, I might face my old tag team partner, Kofi Kingston. He put over Otis. There was one or two other guys that they weren't gonna fucking win the match. It was like an Otis or whatever. I forget who it was, and he like put them over, and I was like, that was really cool, Punk.
Or even the extra blurbs about how Dominic Mysterio smells.
Sure, yeah, and
stuff like that.
Dom got eliminated. He stood up and like clapped for him, and then Dom sliding back in.
Yeah,
which I can't wait to talk about. I got a lot to talk about Dom, but yeah, I don't know if that was the end of the game.
Last is Dragon Lee.
No yeet.
No yeet. But a lot of yeets there. A lot of yeets.
And I want to. That's my biggest note here. LA Knight. And I think you'll be happy to hear this from me. And we have our little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're the LA Knight guy, and I'm like, this was LA Knight's to win. I think he should have won. Like him and CM Punk have a whole story going on. LA Knight doesn't need to win this. Like LA Knight doesn't need to, he's not going to, if he went on to face CM Punk for the world title, I don't think LA Knight's winning that match. However, for the sake of the LA Knight fans, this was the Battle Royal to win. We don't need to put the world title on him, God forbid. But you can still get him in a big time world title match and continue the story with CM Punk. And it's refreshing and new. And instead, and I think this is my problem is WWE got scared or whatever, and they just defaulted to the easy answer in Jey Uso instead of pulling the trigger on a Bron or giving LA Knight that spot or doing something obscure like a Penta Sheamus or, you know what I mean? That's kind of my opinion on it. You know what I mean? I don't know where you're at.
I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
But to a surprisingly lesser degree, I think. I think the shock value of Jay winning, and I also agree too with like a potential CM Punk LA Knight matchup. I think for sure CM Punk is for sure slated to then take over and be the next World Heavyweight Champion. But at least against LA Knight, I think there's a opportunity for some kind of doubt of like maybe LA Knight can win this. He won the last time he was on Saturday Night's Main Event, beat Seth Rollins, the former world champion, has a story with CM Punk. It made all the sense in the world for him to really win this battle royal. So yeah, it is pretty jarring. But I mean, I also think it does show some confidence and trusting Jey Uso, who is a former world champion and is supposed to be someone that is to be expected to step up in a role where your champion Seth Rollins goes down. So he naturally should be one slate up against the card. But the matchup with Jey Uso and CM Punk to me doesn't seem to really draw me to really want to see the match or even think that CM Punk is not going to win. However, I will say this though, the story with Jey Uso kind of slowly, changing his attitude, becoming a little bit more selfish. I think it definitely opens up more for a possible heel run for Jey Uso, whether that means he goes through some crazy dirty tactics to win the World Heavyweight title, or aligns with potentially those MFTs on SmackDown. I know. I think last night made me really open up that idea again a little bit. But overall, it was really jarring to me to see Jey Uso win.
Yeah.
I thought it was really surprising. I'm a sucker for Battle Royale. I did enjoy the action. I guess I'll kick back and enjoy the show and see where they go from here.
Yeah.
But it was a super surprising result. And where do we go from here? CM Punk, Jey Uso. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's not a big match feel to me. It might have been a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
So I guess the bigger question, and we're not doing this isn't official predictions here. And I do agree with you. There's a lot of kind of why I mentioned there was some Jimmy storytelling, which I don't think Jey winning this was worth the storytelling with Jimmy. Like they could have done different stuff.
Yeah.
But you're right. There is stuff to be then said about how we've been talking about Jey Uso slowly morphing into the tribal chief. Like, I think during the Saturday's Main Event match, we're gonna see my early prediction on what's gonna happen in the match is because Jey eliminated Jimmy. Granted, we have a week or two to tell more story, and I'm sure they'll cross paths. But it makes sense to me now that Jimmy might cost Jey, and that leads to, I don't know, I guess another fucking sibling feud. I don't know. But right now, as of October 21st, when is Saturday's Main Event? It's like beginning of November, right?
I think November 1st, yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Who do you have winning, Jey or Punk? Because the one thing, if it was LA Knight, is I disagree a little bit where I think now this is way more unpredictable because I could see, not way more, but I could see Jey Uso getting this title back and people are gonna fucking riot. But I could see, you know what I mean?
But do you capitalize off the fact that you're this babyface champion? People are gonna riot, like you say, or at least it will feel that way online. And there's the outspoken people that are kind of tired of Jey Uso on their screens, tired of the Yeet Man. It's growing larger and larger, and I think that the WWE and the forces that create and dictate the stories are going to have to kind of open their eyes and maybe, if you're going to have Jey Uso win the World Heavyweight title, go in a direction where Jey Uso ain't the Yeet Man no more.
Right. No
Yeet. So, and then of course you're going up against CM Punk, who is I would say now for sure, the number one babyface in Monday Night Raw. So, it's a compelling matchup. I think you have to have Punk win and then down the road have a match with Breaker at some point. But
it sucks that we don't. We're gonna kind of get into Seth when we talk about Paul's. We're gonna circle back to Paul's promo in a little bit, but it sucks that we don't. I guess, and I don't know what's true and what's not. Paul said that Seth had surgery. I don't know what. It sucks to not know Seth's timeline because obviously we then want to start speculating when Seth comes back to attack Braun Breaker or whatever, electric. And then if Punk has the world title, we can, put a real good curve and cap on that feud. I guess my one, it feels if CM Punk wins on I keep on saying on Saturday, but at Saturday's Main Event, it feels, it feels a little bit, what am I trying to say? Consolation prize?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Or that's not the word, but it feels cheap. It sucks that CM Punk won the world title in this way. It sucks that he didn't beat Seth Rollins or beat Braun Breaker in like a big whatever. It sucks that like, you know, especially coming off when when CM Punk first won the title and then had it for 5 minutes, got cashed in on. Now, when he finally gets it back, because like this, the whole time ever since he returned at Survivor Series, people have been clamoring and just waiting for a real world title win and run from Punk. And if we get it at Saturday Night's Main Event because of these circumstances, I'm still gonna be happy that Punk's a champion. Like it's still gonna be cool that Punk's a champion, but a little bit feels like. And again, it forces we can't help the injury, like it sucks and but to me, it is a little bit just like this is
no.
Damn,
You
you
bring up an excellent point. I think that for sure would be not as satisfying.
Yeah, satisfying. Is the word.
And
That's
if you want
to
kind of think about towards the future, WrestleMania would that kind of be a more euphoric happening there, where
right.
maybe Punk actually gets a real WrestleMania main event. But that's maybe a great point. And like you say, whether it be really good, 'cause, in the arena, Jey Uso is still wicked over.
Yeah.
The fans would pop for him to win the world title. Online will be a terrible place to be,
crazy
as it always is. But maybe there is more to gain, perhaps, with a Jey Uso title win at Saturday's Main Event for CM Punk. Yeah,
that's kind of why I'm like
whether you go heel run or just kind of
right.
controversy. Jey Uso, 2-time world champ, like yeet, like.
And then if Jey gets the title back, you have Roman that makes a return every 4 weeks, and then
we get Gunther versus Jey Uso 6, so that'd be great.
A lot of people we'll move on from this Battle Royal in a second, but like I saw a lot of people in the chat of like, is this going to be a Gunther return? Is a Brock Lesnar going to come in and spoil the party?
Yes.
And none of that happened.
Though Punk on commentary was phenomenal, I would have even liked maybe some kind of like a outside thinking of like put Punk in the Battle Royal. If he wins the Battle Royal, he wins the world title.
You know what I mean? Like,
and
screw it.
Of course, you don't have him win it there, but then that then creates even someone else, that maybe like an LA Knight who doesn't win the Battle Royal, to eliminate Punk, and because there was a lot of storytelling within that Battle Royal with guys eliminating certain guys and whatever.
Agreed.
So I think that could have been something added extra, but it is what it is. Overall, I thought Raw was good, and WWE right now is on a pretty good run of shows that
I agree.
feel unpredictable, whatever. But yeah, the Jey Uso stuff really is like pouring a nice cold glass of water on what was a really compelling and kind of fresh feeling main event scene.
Yeah, I was on stream. I had a weird stream last night, but I was like testing out some stuff in it. But I was already like, I was so tired too, and I was like, the Jey Uso win too, I was just like, it flattened me. I was like, this stream's over. I'm ending stream.
It was Dark State interrupting Evan Slater all over again.
But let's talk, which we kind of already talked a lot about it, but we can kind of get into Paul Heyman opening up the show. And like I kind of said, I was hyping it up a little bit more. Beginning of the show with Paul Heyman coming out, and I think they did a really good job of explaining and steering this little car of a storyline with the Seth Rollins injury, where Paul Heyman, because like we all knew the writing on the wall was going to be like, Paul was the mastermind the whole time. Someone's going to turn on someone, like Seth's going to get kicked out or something. They obviously had to accelerate it here, and I think they did a good job explaining like, Paul Heyman used Seth Rollins, and the whole time he was behind Braun Breaker, related him to a 2002 Brock Lesnar winning the title, and really, really hyping him up. Also, Bronson Reed was there. I'm just kidding.
I also loved how they kayfabed it up. It was like, like Seth probably was hurt for that Cody Rhodes Classic. Yeah, but we won't know that because you guys murdered him last week. So it's kind of like, yes, he got injured in that match, but you guys for sure took him out.
The real damage was that.
So when Seth does come back, there you go. There's a $1 million feud right there.
You even went into backstage later with Becky Lynch, which I really enjoyed. Like, we're going to talk about her and Maxxine's match after, but like during the Maxxine match, she was all mad and pissed off. After that match, backstage, very like mean and pissed off. And I like, we say this every single week. Becky, dude, killed it. I thought that was so good, getting in Heyman's face, Paul having to like explain stuff like, oh, we still have a plan for Becky. Her just being her defending her hot husband, being like, he never needed you. You're a fucking snake, and this, that, and the other. When he comes back, he you're nothing to him. He's not even gonna attack you. So don't be afraid. he's going after breaking. I thought it was
penguin
great.
faced something. Yeah, it was something great. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I thought it was like between the opening promo and the Becky segment, they did a really nice job at kind of putting the bow on this crazy can of worms that got opened up. You know what I mean, with the Seth injury, and I think they danced around it very well. I think.
Say please.
Yeah, please.
I wish Breaker just didn't give it to him, but I also like the extra step too of like when Breaker was finally Pierce said please. Breaker didn't give Pierce the title; he gave Paul Heyman the title, and then Heyman gave it nice little detail.
All right, we can go to Maxxine Dupri and Becky Lynch. Ooh, I got some more gripes. Ooh, God, this.
The girl's on a roll.
She's on a roll.
She's on a freaking roll.
On a roll. Maxxine Dupri versus Becky Lynch. Great match. Crowd. I was like nervous the crowd wasn't going to be like, I don't know. Sacramento proved to be a great crowd that night. I thought Sacramento was great. But like what part of the reason that made the first Becky Maxxine match so great is because the crowd was like on fire. They replicated that in Sacramento. Maxxine looked great, dude. Like the straps coming down, the disarm her reverse with her going up in like the spider thing and then grabbing the ankle, like never seen that before. Now, sure, as a fan, I was rooting and hollering for a Maxxine Dupri win. I don't think in actuality, I don't know how realistic Maxxine winning the IC title or Becky right there was. I would have loved to see it, and I thought there was a possibility, but in classic fashion, we got Becky Lynch coming in, hitting Maxxine with the title, and then, a chat GPT written ending to this match. They took the same ending from SmackDown, kind of brought it over to Raw and copied it. I don't know. Another thing where I was really enjoying this show / match, and just took the wind out of my sails. You know, like Maxxine doesn't need to win. You could have just done something else. I don't know. And I don't know.
Hey, she did get the W.
She got the dub
by an unfortunate disqualification. But be on the positive side. Maxxine adding to her moveset, she's been definitely working super hard to improve in ring, and she's done that. Really coming along as like a top woman babyface, and she looks phenomenal. Becky Lynch too, playing her role so well. Even like upon her entrance and her facials, where like she has her kind of like her black kind of like coat gimmick, whatever, and she kind of was like looking down and like really not showing too much emotion. Definitely pissed off that her hubbies got turned on, and here she is defending her title on Raw.
I was being that guy during the entrance. I was like, Becky looks like she's losing.
Jobber boo boo face. Yeah, jobber boo boo face. I've seen that before. No, fantastic. And, I think, too, I would have liked to see Jessica Carr, because she refereed this match just like she refereed the last week's match, also get involved, or where there is some kind of reasoning, where Jessica Carr needs to start standing up for herself a little bit. And, we kind of know behind the scenes stuff. She's been training. I think a Jessica Carr, Becky Lynch, like PLE match might bang a little bit. But yeah, this was Maxxine. Hey, we just got new tag team champs. What else do you want? We can't have too many title changes. We can't be too spoiled now.
Yeah, I have that next, but after the tag title change, I was like, oh, no shot.
Yep.
Damn it. I was like, no way.
Yep.
But like I think again,
but she won the match. So that gives a reasoning for another match.
That's what I'm hoping for, right? I think I saw people online. They were half joking, but it was like, at this point, the wins and losses have come from like either it's a count out or a DQ or because of the rules, right? Now that means the third match, the blow-off match, has to be like a street fight or something. You know what I mean?
Sign me up.
And Alpha Academy backyard match or whatever. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's probably too late for it, but Raw's in Boston next month. Why not a Boston brawl right in the TD Garden for the IC title? I'd sign me up.
But I think this is me just like it's my half watching it as a fan being invested, half watching it as a guy that talks about wrestling on a podcast. Where again, I don't know.
She'll have her day, John. Don't you worry. Don't you freaking worry. I feel pretty though. I don't know. I kind of after the disqualification, I was sort of expecting one AJ Lee to come back a little bit.
That's exactly what I want to talk about next.
Where's she been?
Where the hell is AJ Lee? Huh? What? I thought she signed a full-time contract.
Well, here's the thing. She was been gone for, I think, 12, 10 years. I hear a lot of good things about the WWE catering. So maybe she's back there snacking on the chocolate cake, the pudding, the mousse, whatever. She's back there grubbing.
If it looks anything like the TNA corporate suite, you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Yeah. So she's busy back there grubbing. Once she's done digesting, you after you can't go swimming 30 minutes after you eat. So same thing with wrestling. You kind of have to wait a little bit. But
wait 10 or 12 years after eating.
Apparently. But yeah, where is AJ Lee?
Yep.
This has to be leading.
I was shocked. There was no, because like, again, not to get to invest into like online speculation, but like the big like, oh, AJ Lee return. There was so much talk about it where I thought they announced it, and I mean maybe expectations versus reality, but.
And maybe other reasonings too, because they were in Australia, they were in Japan. Maybe AJ, it was too short notice or whatever. Like maybe they didn't plan for her to be on that trip or whatever. Yeah. But now you're in Sacramento, like AJ Lee, full-time contract. Where you at?
Because this is what we've been building to. Like coming off of the mixed gender or mixed tag match, like it was like, okay, now we got that out of the way. The boys are done fighting, but now we can lean into AJ Lee versus Becky. AJ Lee getting that IC title, like it was all written, and then I don't know. Again, like you said, there might be some behind the scenes stuff, but like
we've seen how good she looks, AJ Lee with the IC title too. So it needs to happen.
Like I don't know what.
Although Maxxine also will look great with it too. So
sure.
Whether maybe AJ Lee helps Maxxine, I don't know, but give me AJ Lee. You're on the clock.
God, Maxine's gonna be a transitional champion.
Oh, don't say no.
Oh man,
2-year run.
I know. I hope so. All right, we'll go on to like we were alluding to. We didn't get AJ Lee, but we got Team AJ Lee defeating the Judgment Day to become your new tag team champions. Didn't see this coming at all. I didn't. I would have been really happy. Or I was really happy to see it. I thought we were just gonna get some I thought we were getting El Grande here. I thought El Grande was gonna come in, cause some shenanigans. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, tag team champions in 2025. AJ Styles has gold in 2025. Sure, big fan. I like it.
As far as makeshift tag teams goes, it kind of feels like the year in the WWE for makeshift tag teams. I'm a big fan. This was JD and Finn's, I think, second title defense in 111
days. They said something like that, right? Yeah, that's great.
So that
commentary was like bragging about that, and I was like, I don't know if you should be advertising that too much.
This was a really fun tag team match. Probably my second favorite tag team match behind one at WrestleDream. Bro Dito defended their titles. Mm-hmm. But this was a really good match, and hopefully now with new tag team champs AJ Lee, we get weekly tag matches like this, defending the titles or title competition, contendership, what have you. Maybe you can move the Mortis and Machine Guns, who've been kind of floundering on SmackDown, on social media talking about, we've been WWE for over a year now. It's like, well, maybe time to switch brands and start switching up. Maybe a Motor City Machine Guns versus AJ Styles and Dragon Lee has me salivating out the mouth. Or even like DIY, like sure. Raw tag team division needs a little, shot in the arm, and this title change for sure helps with that. But also, I think let's not have their next title defense be in 100+ days from now. So let's go.
Because you're right. Like, who do you have on Raw? Yeah, War Raiders maybe. I don't know where Eric is. Beats me. But yeah, I thought this was great. I really like this team. And not much. A great match in general. A lot of stomping. A lot of coup de grace. A lot of stomps.
A lot of many near fall breakups.
Yeah,
that
there was
really
one
got
toward the end that was like 2.9. I was like, holy shit. But okay, let's go on to. Let me think. I had one other point. I guess there's not much to say about it, but I'm gonna just touch upon it in general. Coming off of the Dominic Mysterio match against Rusev this week, and the past couple weeks against Rusev and Penta getting involved, or not getting involved, but showing his face during this Dom Rusev match. Looks like I don't know what you're thinking. Looks like we're leading to maybe a little Dom versus Penta versus Rusev triple threat match down the line for the IC title. I don't know. I'm really enjoying Dom's work as of late. I love that they are leaning into the clean, quote unquote, clean cheat to win style, as opposed to just interference. Him taking the ring bell, the hammer again, getting caught with it, the just straight up low blow at the end. I love it. I really, really enjoy it.
This was kind of the first time though, and maybe Dom's IC run, where I was kind of watching the match and I was like all right, like maybe like I wouldn't hate if Rusev would be get a shocking win here a little bit, but we're at the point now where I'm saying Rusev beating Dom Mysterio would be a shocking win. Which I think is a lot credit to Dom Mysterio and where he's at right now in his IC run. And also too, I kind of, I watched the program and I know that the inevitability of this being a triple threat match, which I think this triple threat match will bang. I'm very much looking forward to it. I love Penta's involvement. And then two, though, it's getting this, week after week, and it's kind of like the millennial attention span thing. I love Dom Mysterio. I love the IC run. Been a fan of it since WrestleMania. But like even like how sexy Penta will look with the IC title, like the sexual tension there, and the sexual tension with the Rusev being IC champion, like those guys would really benefit and look good with it. But at the same time, I love Dom's lie, cheat, and steal. Nothing like watching a Monday Night Raw match where Dom Mysterio hits a 619, hits a frog splash for Eddie, and retains the title. I can watch that every week until I die.
Yeah, so, I'm not ready. Like, let's say this triple threat match does happen at a Saturday Night event. Yeah. Even if you push it to, I guess, War Games at the end of November. It's like, I guess I'm not done with this.
He's got to go against Jonathan Cena at San Diego.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sure.
Hopefully.
I'm not done with this Dom IC title run. Like I'm really enjoying it. But like Penta and Rusev are both very much deserving of it. So I'd be curious what that kind of comes to.
Judgment Day needs to.
Yeah,
I think we need to establish, get that ball rolling. We've seen some kind of the cracks, some more cracks, I should say, because there's always cracks in the Judgment Day at some time or stretch period. But Dom was the reason why the Finn and JD had to defend those tag team titles. Right. They lost, so I'm sure there might be some repercussions, some jealousy about Dom has 2 titles, we got none. So sun ain't adding up there. So hopefully we're gonna see maybe some Judgment Day dispersion. Hopefully,
right. Hopefully, I don't know what the word on Liv is, but like,
yeah, where's she at?
I don't know if she's like maybe getting close to a return. I don't know. Again, I don't really know injuries, but I don't know. It seems like they've just kind of been waiting for the Liv return. Because like Roxy, they've kind of cooled off on presenting Roxy, even though she had a solid match with Stephanie Vaquer.
Really solid.
But like, I don't know. They seem kind of lost with Judgment Day, TBH.
A little bit.
All right. Let's go to kind of bouncing around here, but I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about it before the 40-minute mark here. Ilja Dragunov returns, defeats Sami Zayn for the United States Championship. He's looking beefy. He's shaved. He's got a giant chest/neck tattoo. Speaking of neck tattoos, we have yet to mention Dominic Mysterio's new neck tattoo.
Oh, shame on us.
It's crazy. It's wild, huh? It's wild. But welcome back, Ilja Dragunov, dude. This match rocked. I'm sure, which we're not getting into it right now, but I'm sure a conversation for match of the week. We have our match learn rest of the week later in the show. But yeah, I love this. I think it's great. It's what the US Open Challenge should be. It's what it's here for. How you feel about Ilja, huh?
So glad to see him back. It made the utmost sense given some of the recent injuries that the WWE have suffered. They kind of need some beef on the roster. And speaking of beef, this guy Ilja Batistanov. I'm going to start calling this guy. He's looking like $1 million. I think the right move here, making him the new United States Championship. I know I was kind of, in the camp of like, oh, this should be Obafemi, but someone that needs to kind of be more introduced to Ilja Dragunov. Looking forward, and hopefully he kind of carries the tradition of this U.S. Open Challenge, because
I hope so too.
Got to give the flowers to Sami Zayn. This last 7 or 8 weeks, this run has been producing match of the week contenders and winners every single week, and it's been really, really good. So Sami Zayn, thank you. And now he's kind of washed away some of the critics he was facing. A couple months ago, people were getting really some Sami Zayn fatigue. But now it's like, we kind of miss you being Sammy Hogan, because the U.S. Open Challenge is awesome. But now that seemingly will be over because he's no longer a champion. I don't know. Maybe Dragunov can keep it going.
I hope he at least defends it a lot. Like if you don't want to call it the U.S. Open Challenge, whether he leans face or heel or just a badass, but like I hope we see weekly, bi-weekly
Hell yeah.
matches. I agree.
Because I've seen that take. It's like, oh, I hope I'm sad to see Sammy, lose the title because now the U.S. Open Challenge is over, or I hope Dragunov continues it. Here's the thing: if you have the U.S. Open Challenge every week, it loses it's being special. You need the bum ass reigns of Sikoa and whatever to kind of make you want to see that. But there's also room for an LA Knight type run where I thought he was a really good United States champion, and so we'll see what Dragunov. But excited to see the boy back.
Yeah, he looked phenomenal. Him and Sami Zayn, like I said, had a match of the week contender. And yeah, that's about all I have to. Is I'm excited to see. Excited to tune into SmackDown this week to not see him on the show. Just kidding. All right, we're kind of. I guess we'll kind of round out.
Well,
talk to me.
We had also on SmackDown a very good tag team match. Alexa Bliss, Charlotte defending their women's tag team titles against Soruka and Zarya.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. People are giving a lot of flack to Zarya for just, I think, would she kind of mess up a power bomb or something on the outside? I forget what it was.
They're young ballers and they're learning, but I would say chemistry wise, I think Charlotte and Soruka. Give me a future program with those two.
The Soul Snatcher was money. Yeah, Soul Snatcher was good. Yeah, I love it. And now, kind of speaking of the women's tag team division, we have one Kabuki Warriors kind of calling their shot. I guess it's kind of surprising that they're fully moving on at this point from Io especially.
We have broken nose Rhea Ripley. Maybe that has to do with it quite a bit.
True, I've seen pictures of her, like, I don't know, orbital bone.
She posted a picture of her and then a side by side face with a dog with like the long snout, and like they looked very like the nose is tough. I hope Rhea Ripley you get better because that's very unfortunate. But yeah, it is kind of surprising that they're transitioning so fast off the rivalry. I kind of thought with maybe Rhea's absence that kind of gives the advantage the Kabuki Warriors going forward over Io, or maybe that gives Io a reason to kind of suit out another helpful person to battle against the Kabuki Warriors. But I don't know. The Kabuki Warriors versus Alexa and Charlotte, money.
I'm into it. I think the Kabuki Warriors are to take the titles off of Alexa and Charlotte. As much as I'm enjoying, not that I'm like, I'm rooting for them to lose the titles necessarily, but like, if there's gonna be a team that does it, it's Asuka, Kairi, and then you can event like. I'm kind of with you where I did think there was more story to tell, and there is, but I thought we were getting it faster with like, Io, and I thought we were gonna get maybe this big Io Asuka blow off, and then we're gonna get Kairi in the middle of it turning, and like you said, maybe they're kind of pausing on it for a Rhea Ripley might be on the shelf for a little bit with an injury. But either way, I was excited to see that Kabuki Warriors promo still doing the whole like Kairi, like her yelling at her, and yeah, I think it'd be a cool match whenever they called their shot. So I'm excited to kind of see what comes of it.
Yeah, I mean, injuries change plans, and I think injuries also changed plans with like the whole Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre, advertised no more contenders match, and then next thing you know, Jacob Fatu's all his teeth are on the ground with a bunch of bloody. He's out, and then which then created an impromptu Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. Was that a WWE Championship match? I don't know.
I think it was.
I think it technically was because Cody's like, I'll put the title on right now, and he wrestles in his slacks and his dress shirt.
The suit is so funny, dude. Yeah,
brought back a feeling, and like there is some kind of like freshness, kind of I don't know what if it was the ESPN bad WrestlePalooza grade or whatever, but the programming and weekly television that's been really good, I think, for WWE in many aspects. I know we started off saying this episode would be a little bit negative, but overall, besides Jey Uso, everything's it's kind of going, I think, pretty good. And I really enjoyed that main event. Also, the interestingness of Cody, just like it was back and forth for a bit. I mean, he's obviously at a disadvantage, not planning to have a match. He's wrestling in his slacks, for God's sakes. But then takes it upon himself to hit Drew McIntyre with the WWE Championship, cause a disqualification. What did you think about that?
I didn't like the ending. Yeah. Like,
I don't blame you.
It's safe. Like I don't know. It's a story of a couple of things we talked about today, where it's like, you look at like the Maxxine Becky match, or you look at the Battle Royal or something like that, and you get like a really good match, compelling match, where like something crazy and big could happen, and you get the whole like the great Maxxine Becky match. The Battle Royal was fun. Drew Cody was a ball with him wrestling the suit, and then they just I think very purposely crash the plane and don't stick the landing here, where, you know, you have the Becky hitting Maxxine with the title, Jey Uso winning the Battle Royal, obvious easy answers, Cody Rhodes retaining the title off of a DQ, him hitting the and like that. Just to speak about Cody and Drew's that match specifically, it didn't seem like it warranted that. Like I agree. I think we're on the same page in the sense of like he was in the suit, it was impromptu, his back was against the wall. But it's Cody Rhodes, and
what sense does it really make for your babyface to get purposely get disqualified? I think there's that, but that also in turn made me very excited for Cody, that he kind of showed some kind of some backbone and like some tweenerness, which I'm like, that's something that Cody always has to gain too, because he's such a good babyface. The crowd does love him, but he does have that small minority of
got an edge to him.
I love the edge. Anytime you can add an edge to Cody Rhodes, and he's in the suit and he kind of just pulls like a Stone Cold-esque move of like, I don't give a fuck, I'm just gonna get disqualified and hit you because I hate you. And of course they're probably building to what's next, and that's kind of what you're saying a bit. I think the booking, it's like, how many times can we see the same thing, and to then extend what we're gonna eventually see, which is the same thing, which I think Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre will be happening at some event comes soon.
I imagine Saturday night's main event. So I think that was the plan. Yeah. Is it was going to be Drew versus Jacob. Winner faces Cody.
I think Jacob would have won that match. I think Jacob would have won.
I would have hoped so. Yeah, I would have really wanted to see Jacob win that.
That's
match.
Fresh. It's a fresh new matchup, and they had a face to face earlier in the night, which then kind of made me go, investigating hat on. Could Cody Rhodes have attacked Jacob Fatu? Could that, or some people are saying Randy Orton too, because we haven't seen the Legend Killer on SmackDown too much.
At least I've seen some speculation, especially with Cody using the title to get disqualified. It's a heel tactic, so people are kind of, I saw people really speculating and almost fantasy booking in terms of, is that an inclination of a heel Cody? Then did Cody attack Jacob? And then, does this help? And then people are going really far of, will we be able to then get heel Cody because he's going to be Cena's last opponent? Oof. So people are thinking like maybe this is the first. I don't know. I don't think this is the start of heel Cody. I'd love it. I'd be a fan of heel Cody.
Because when prompted and asked, Drew was like, I didn't attack Jacob, and I know that seems like, oh right, you were scheduled to face Jacob Fatu tonight and you didn't attack him, but I kind of believe Drew.
Drew tells the truth.
He does tell the truth. He does tell the truth.
So I don't know. It wouldn't be like if it wouldn't be like him to lie about this. He would just say like, yeah, I took him out.
Yeah, why would he lie about that? That's how I am with like farts too. If like,
why'd you lie?
He's like, yeah, exactly. There's people like, you farted, and when I really didn't fart, I'm like, I would tell you if I farted. That's how Drew is with attacking people. So I think Cody, I think is a bit far fetched, but would be super interesting. Randy Orton, I think, makes a lot of sense. So
it would be interesting. Yeah. And to go to again to we're talking about Jacob Fatu, I guess, which coincidentally enough, they did lean on his like teeth all over the ground, which I think there is like some sort of mouth like dental thing that's like keeping him.
He's getting worked, because I remember I saw an original report that he was going to be out until late 2026.
Wow,
which would have really maybe spiraled into depression. I'm glad that's not happening. Well, allegedly, because I think now it's been reported that he's getting a dental procedure that takes some time. He'll be back way before the end of 2026. So Dave Meltzer, get your facts straight. Just kidding. But yeah, I'm happy he won't be out too long. And I thought for the television show that they had on SmackDown, the way they kind of went about it, I thought it was really good and compelling. Because like initially, I remember a lot of the online speculation was like, "Oh, Jacob's out," but there he is on SmackDown and gearing up for the main event match, and the shockingness of like the Cody Rhodes in street clothes and the titles. Is the title on the line? Because they really did not make it clear. So I'm watching SmackDown. I think so too, but it's like it wasn't like. Thing is, I remember growing up, my brother always said like. Thing is, in WWE, if the referee doesn't raise the title, it's not officially for the title. I'm like, I don't know why, but that always stuck with me. But I don't see the title raised, so I'm not sure.
I have I have to get a cavity filled on Saturday, so I get it, Jacob. Me and you are in this together. I get it. All right, well, that's all. Unless you have, I want to move on to WrestleDream and then Wrestler Match of the Week. Unless you have anything else dire.
Nothing. Yeah, I don't have many notes today. I had a late night. There was a lot of football on last night. Game 7 of the ALCS and then Monday Night Raw. So I was up late last night.
Yeah, I saw that was. I saw a lot of streamers that were like doing the multi-stream. I know Con Man's a Blue Jays guy, so he was all hyped. Blue Jays. There's a lot of TV on last night. You had like the three screens going.
I had 3 screens. And I also had some Xbox going. It was
some Xbox going.
It was going crazy.
Throwing a little much. Like fuck it. Let me just throw in a little more.
Yeah.
All right. WrestleDream. Again, we're kind of gonna go loosey goosey here, bounce all over the place. I guess we'll start off with just the main event, the ending here.
Well, no. Let's go to the best part of the show. The opening. Pyro pay-per-view.
Love it.
That was the best part of the show.
Love it. People are pretending to hate it just because they're just like, this isn't. Oh my god, people are so fucking stupid.
Have fun.
This isn't professional. Oh, this is not a professional show. Oh, you can't get your fucking. People are so fucking stupid.
It's to buy the show.
So fucking stupid. People are so fucking stupid.
It's to get excited.
God, people are so fucking dumb.
And they used to do it all the time in Nitro, top of the hour. Hugh Morris and Goldberg can be going at it. 9 o'clock hits, big old pyro to start the opening hour. So
people were criticizing AEW because they're like, no, this isn't cool. This just means that these guys don't know how to time a match. And it's like, are you fucking dumb? If you're watching this right now and you think that, you're dumb. You're dumb if you don't think that was like either on purpose or on the flag. If you think that they genuinely just mistimed the match,
no,
you're dumb.
No, there's no
dumb
chance.
person.
And then mistimed it and be like, oh, we'll press it anyway. No, like that was on purpose. It was to create a feeling, create a moment, and a sick visual too of guys sacrificing their lives in the ring, and then explosions behind them.
Because isn't it more realistic for a wrestling matches? Folks, here's the thing. Kayfabe wise, wrestling matches, I'm sure they have time limits, sure, whatever.
Right.
But if there's no time limit, or there's let's say, there's 15 minutes on the thing, but it's a 30-minute time limit.
Right.
Wrestling matches, kayfabe wise, they're just they don't end at a certain time. So it just isn't it the coolest thing where just it adds that realism.
Yes.
Where and also it was a great fucking match, and it was FTR versus Jet Speed, excuse me, and them going so crazy, the near falls, they're having such a good match, it bleeds into the main card, and the firework goes off, and commentary has to be like, oh well, show must go on, but these guys are still tearing it down from the pre-show, and also kind of to your point too, definitely a little tactic of shuffle people in from the pre-show, you know what I mean? But I couldn't believe, just have fucking fun. Who gives a shit?
It was my favorite part of the show.
That's crazy. But you're real. I don't know. I'll move on. But holy shit, dude. You watch wrestling wrong. Just stop watching this if you fucking hate everything. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I told you it was gonna be a little bit of a negative show. But no, I love that. And then if we want to go from the very beginning, we'll go all the way to the end. Because I want to talk about Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin in an I Quit match. And I'll say that I just learned this this morning. Where did you notice on the show a lack of blood?
Yeah. Yes. Once I learned that, I was shocked that this match was made.
The thing, yeah, right. So I guess where were they?
St. Louis.
Yes. St. Louis. Oh, nailed it. St. Louis, Missouri. Mm-hmm. Apparently, there's some sort of wrestling / sports commission where there's regulations and you can't bleed in Missouri or whatever the fuck. I didn't read it.
You for sure can't blade.
Is that okay?
Which is Jon Moxley's bread and butter.
I think Sean Ross Sapp quote tweeted and I agree with him. He was like, that those type of regulations and shit shouldn't be in professional wrestling. That's so fucking stupid. I hope the Rams never win a Super Bowl.
Well, they're in Los Angeles. That's why you lost the Rams.
That's a fair way. Shows how much I've been paying attention. Maybe. I think a lot of my gripes this episode have been not fairly popular opinions, and in terms of like the Maxxine stuff or the Jey Uso stuff or whatever. So Darby's they're beating the shit out of each other. The fucking fingernail spot, and his match is not gonna be for everyone. The fish tank where now there's glass and water in the ring.
That was unreal.
Claudio tossing Darby across to the fucking announce table.
He kind of faked one way.
Loved it. And then turns around
to the old Bam Bam Spike Dudley W spot, which I can't get enough of, and I can't believe Darby is able to take that much punishment.
Crazy person.
Unreal.
And then we'll just kind of get to the end where Darby's having some trouble. A lot of in the match, Mox is like, just quit. You don't have it in you. Like, you're not gonna win this. Da-da-da. Lights go out. When I tell you that my heart sank because I was like, if Jimmy's fucking right, if Karrion Kross shows up on this, I'll never hear the end of it. He gets all the credit in the world. Lights go up. Sting, white hair Sting, gives the bat to Darby. Helps Darby get the dub, and then which this is people are finding this more controversial, and I don't disagree. Mox kind of giving up pretty quickly, gets put in the Scorpion Deathlock, and it didn't take him too long to tap out or say I quit, whatever. I don't know. I don't love the Sting involvement. I think someone quote tweeted my take on it, where like the SpongeBob meme was like, "Oh, reliable." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's like,
I don't even know if that's the case anymore, honestly.
Right. To me, like, the torch has already been passed. They already did like the ceremonial, like Sting's retiring and Sting and Darby tag team. Like I said, the torch or the baseball bat, proverbial baseball bat, already got passed. And then this ending fell so flat for me, and I don't know. What are you building Sting versus Moxley?
Like, is Sting coming back? And Sting is what? How old? And he's all of his hair is white, and
he does look sick though. I think he looks sick. I like the white beard.
It's something. I mean, I do love Sting, and I was happy to see him, and it's a great moment, but. At some point, like again, like I know I predicted that, and it was something like I kind of was kind of throwing against the wall and see if it stuck. But like, would you rather a Killer Kross than a Sting? No, not even a little bit. Just was for the laughs.
I mean, I don't think maybe.
But I mean, even like to the point of like like where was Sting? Earlier in the night, sure, like Darby was getting like attempted murdered, like he was killed.
Was drowning him in the fish pit. That shit was crazy.
Sting is just late all the time, I guess, or it takes a while to come down from the rafters. Maybe the elevator got stuck. It to me fell a bit flat, and then it took me till after the match, which is funny, but seeing the discourse of like the lack of blood, which that would have really added to the match. And although the sense of danger after all the broken glass in the ring with all the water, and like the visual of the sharpshooter in the water, like this kind of looking at all the carnage all together, made me kind of like, oh, this is awesome.
I liked it.
But yeah, the does overall kind of doesn't make sense in the terms for Moxley's, I guess, persona, character, his legacy in AEW, where you tapped out and gave up, I quit, to a sharpshooter. Yeah, or to Scorpion Deathlock. But it didn't. Yeah, it kind of fell flat a little bit.
I think even so, I think this not hurts, but doesn't help Darby Allin even more.
No, you're depending on Daddy.
You're depending on Daddy Sting. Like, this guy he climbed Mount Everest, and he had the AEW flag, and he's gonna. He got tased in the match, and the whole time, the whole time leading up to this match is like, who's gonna die in this match?
Right.
And you get to the very end, where it's the moment where Darby's been trying to like beat Mox and prove to everyone that he's a top guy, and you get to that moment in the end of the match, and he needs Old Man Sting to win, and Old Man Sting takes out. Well, here's the thing. Old Man Sting, he only kind of took out Moxley, and then he carried Marina Shafir out. So it's not like he didn't even take out like Claudio and Yuta and whatever.
Right.
I don't know. To me, like the biggest takeaway from that was like, oh, Darby. I don't want to go as far as say like Darby looked weak, but it didn't look strong.
He did not look strong. And like, there comes an issue right a little bit when this happened a few times with like AEW pay-per-view endings where like sometimes common sense doesn't prevail. I kind of had this same issue with towards the end of All Out with the cage match and the babyface is not, climbing the cage and like, things like that where it's like, man, I just don't get it. Where are we going? Kind of. And then here's the thing too, where, pre-match, I was kind of saying this might go down as like the scariest match ever, considering how badass, how daredevil, how just risk-taking these men are. And I don't know if it was the no blood, but like this was kind of a tame match in regards to my expectations, which I'm kind of happy about because I don't want to see these guys actually die. But it does kind of go to the discussion of how much can you depend on the shock value, big spotness, and then at some point are you going to go so overboard where you actually do get yourself hurt because of now with me leaving this match, I kind of left unsatisfied and not really moved by like the whole water spot. I thought that was kind of silly at some points where it's like you put him in the water for 5 seconds. Like I can hold my breath. Like I'm not skilled by any means, but I can hold my breath longer than that and be fine. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm just a little overall worried about the reaction from both these men and see where, knowing Darby, how Darby is, like he might want to overcompensate after this match,
sure,
and do something so ballistic that, and then of course too that does this kind of open up Darby to challenge for the world title because Heyman, to me, nice match against Samoa Joe, he had a good match against Kyle Fletcher last month. But like he hasn't really had like a story really since he's become the world champion. I agree. At least a fully developed kind of maybe MJF, but I think maybe going against Darby could be something of like, oh, these are kind of the two main Tony Khan's favorite wrestlers going at it. I think that could be something down the road.
Yeah, because the whole story really of Darby is like he hasn't, no pun intended, reached the mountaintop. You know what I mean? He's been trying to get there, and Hangman was someone who had that similar story, and he eventually did get there, and he got there again. So yeah, I think at this point Darby should be the number one contender. I don't know what Mox is gonna do.
He needs to go away for a while, in my opinion.
I don't disagree.
He kind of looked like a wuss. He might need to regroup.
Even just in the sense of like, yeah, he's kind of been like the main guy on AEW for like ever, like even like with the title, without the title, and I think it would help a 5-6 months down the road, whenever some sort of match is happening, maybe Darby's the world champion, then that Jon Moxley or Death Rider music hits. It's like, oh, he's back. You know what I mean? Yeah, and even like losing an I Quit match, like like you said, common sense wise, might allude to, oh, I quit.
I'm
back
gone.
In our day, that does that. I quit meant you quit the company.
Yes,
but a little bit of like, if you are hurt so much to quit, you maybe should be gone for a little bit. Return and
no, he'll be on Dynamite in a 6-man tag, or 8-man All-Star tag, and then act like nothing happened. Just like after his match against Hangman, like he was on Dynamite the following week, and it's like, brother, what are we doing here?
Well, we'll go on to
Hater for Stecco.
Oh, okay.
Hater for Stecco was a phenomenal match.
Great match. Yeah,
I don't have too much on it, but I think that was the opening match I watched. And I was super into it, and I was super happy Jamie Hayter got a win. I will confirm that Thekla is not a one-trick spider. She also had a great showing in this match too.
She's a star. She has
really
she has a ton of potential. I think Jamie Hayter needed this win to reestablish herself as Jamie Hayter. But no, that match rocked. We had Stache defeating Tony Storm. Talk to me, because I think you were really on the like Tony needs this. You weren't fully on the stat train. I'm curious your thoughts coming out of this.
I'm still not like on the stat train per se. I will say like Tony Storm, I don't know if it was jaw or boo-boo face, but like I thought her performance this match didn't reach the standards of her previous performances in recent world title matches. I thought it was pretty good match, but and then ultimately I was a bit disappointed with the finish, but
I love the I loved her. I forget what she was in a submission and she was screaming, "Just fucking kill me!" I loved that.
She also looked. Tony Storm kind of looked like the day man from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Charlie Kelly with the can of paint.
I am glad. Like, I mean, there's a lot of. I think these storytelling out of this match is almost more like, I won't say better, because I did really like the match, but like there's a lot of compelling stuff coming out of this, because you have Stat getting the clean win over Tony Storm. Like, that's the real, like, okay, your time is. I almost said your time is now.
Puts her over huge.
Yeah, it's a big put over. Yeah. And you kind of saw Tony, like, after the match, how defeated she looked, and then you see the backstage segment where she's like goes to be interviewed and she's kind of sitting backstage, like she's empty inside. Yeah. I love that Timeless Tony Storm is nothing without the AEW Championship, and that's what I like, because that makes a title feel big or whatever. She's lost inside. She's broken.
Do you think you see her next steps forthcoming? Because I think I do.
Yeah. So I think I don't know if we're on the same page here, but Mina Shirakawa was backstage with her, and they were kind of like, we both lost, and it's kind of misery needs company.
We got each other, baby.
We do have brand new AEW Women's Tag Team titles, so I think we're looking at our first women's tag champions.
I think they can get to the finals. I'd much rather see like a Megan Bain or Penelope Ford, or a TJ, Ty Mello and Anna Jay. Whoa, you don't think they're capable?
I don't think we've had them see them on TV.
True, that's true. Or Willow and I guess Stat.
Yeah, who else is in the conglomeration? Is it just Willow?
I think Willow's the only female in there.
I can't remember,
because you have Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly.
Roderick Strong's like kind of not.
He's kind of
like he like hate. Like, did you see like the sitcom?
I did.
Thing?
Yeah.
So he like Roderick Strong got up and like left it or whatever. I thought that was good. Yeah, Willow in it would be fucking sick.
Yeah,
I just don't know who she'd team with. You're Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, why not? I love that. Why not?
But then, so yeah, we have some storytelling with Mina and Stat, and then Mercedes Moné confronting Stat. And here's my worry.
What's your worry, John?
Here's my worry.
What's gonna happen?
Is I said it for a potential of a Maxxine Dupri.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of Stat. I love that they are, I don't want to say taking the risk, but like taking the risk in the sense of like taking the title off of a surefire Tony Storm and putting it on someone who hasn't had it before. I think Stat's more than capable, but you now have belt collect. What is she at, 10 or 12 now?
30?
Yeah.
I think 14 now, because I think she won something like last night.
So I know
you better hold that title wherever it is tight, my friend.
So I know during her match, she defeated she won her match and then got the ROH TV title.
Yep.
Which was like so funny to just like another one.
Another one.
And then so yeah, I'm nervous that because she's going against belt collector Moné, that Chris Statlander may be a transitional champion here. Because it's like a lot of people didn't see her beating Tony, and I think that was a tough mountain to climb. An even tougher mountain now is then to go on and get a win against belt collector Mercedes Moné. But I don't know. I don't know. Is Mercedes gonna?
I think absolutely.
Yeah.
I think she's going for 20. I know I jokingly said 30, but I think the little number that she wants is 20. I think she might be at 14 now.
14 is, and I thought I saw 12.
At some point, like, what other titles is there to win? WWE's not going to be working with you. TNA's off the board. Like, what other titles are they?
Mercedes Moné is the first woman to win gold in WWE, AEW, New Japan, CMLL, and ROH.
The greatest of all time.
As of October 20th, she's at 12, I believe.
Alrighty.
But unless she won, well, yeah, Ultimo Moné.
Ultimo Moné, I love it. I started off hating it, and I still kind of have my true opinions on it. But I'm gonna be, you know what? If you're gonna do it, do the Triple H meme. Every single title, do it now. You're already so far off. You gotta fully commit. I think for sure Moné is gonna trample over Statlander, win the world title. And yeah,
I always think it's gonna be a squash. I always think it's not gonna be a squash.
I think so.
She just beat Tony.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. Yeah, it won't be a squash.
Come on.
Statlander's legit. She is a phenomenal in-ring wrestler. Not fully connecting with me as a believable world champion, but hopefully I'll be wrong. And
you liked her when she was an alien.
I liked her a lot better. When Boop. For sure.
Oh, yeah, I forgot she did that.
Yeah.
I'm very, very curious because whenever this match happens, Mercedes gonna win. So I'm very curious how much lead up we're gonna do, and I'm curious if they maybe do a are we gonna get any sort of chase? Maybe Stat wins in some sort of not like a dirty way, but maybe Stat sneaks one out, and Mercedes is like the compelling story, which I did think is what we were getting with a Mercedes versus Tony, which I'm not gonna lie to you, I would rather see Tony versus Mercedes. But I thought if we were going to that, I thought what we were gonna get was Mercedes just couldn't beat Tony and just couldn't get she has all these 12 titles, but she doesn't have the biggest one. Yeah. And I don't know if you can do that with Stat. At least even if you do it, I don't know if it's gonna hit as hard if it was against a Tony. I agree. That's where I'm with you. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I'm curious to see what's the next AEW pay-per-view. See what we got. AEW pay-per-view.
Well, long gone are the days where we only had 4 or 5 a year. Now it seems like there's an AEW pay-per-view.
Feels like we're just about monthly at
this
point. WrestleDream October, and the next one announced. Granted, there could be they kind of announced stuff. Oh wait a minute, never mind. November 22nd, Full Gear in New Jersey.
Okay, nice.
Is there anything announced? Probably not.
New Jersey, home of a certain Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I wonder what he's going to be doing on the card. That's interesting.
New Jersey.
Jersey, baby.
Prudential Center. Huh. Interesting.
Not too far.
Oh, be kind of cool.
I don't have 10 hours in me. That's one thing. Another thing I got to mention on this show. AEW pay-per-views are just too long, my friend. There's only I don't know which. I could probably think of which match should have been a Dynamite match. Hot take, actually. Young Bucks, Jurassic Express could have been on Dynamite.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it was also a long match, too. I'm a little bit over the Broke Bucks gimmick, to be honest with you. And
I did like their entrance where they showed the total and they
annoying.
They got the money and they spent to the casino.
Transaction
and they won
denied.
The thing. Yeah.
Transaction denied.
They had, in their bank account, they had $37 or something.
Not enough for pyro, I guess.
Yeah.
It is funny, but yeah, big win for them. Jurassic Express, that is. I thought the match. I thought it was a bit boring to start off, but then once they got towards the end, really picked up. Crowd went ballistic for it.
Yeah.
But not my cup of tea, to be honest. I much enjoyed the later match with Brodito defending their tag team titles over Okada and the IWGP World Champion Tenosuke Takeshita. So, that probably would be my match of the week, to be honest with you.
Yeah. The match was ridiculous and it was so good. It was crazy. And just the added storytelling, which I thought we were telling the story in a different way. But I like where we're going here as well, where Okada misses the Rainmaker, just takes out Takeshita and then kind of just looks at him. I think he might have flipped him off again. I don't know. And he was kind of just shrugged and went, oh well, dipped. Brodito gets the dub. Whenever maybe it's at Full Gear, whenever we finally get this Okada versus Takeshita pen to paper, let's have this match. Put the IWGP World Title on the line. I don't know if AEW can even do that. It's gonna rock. But yeah,
I'm gonna be locked in.
I love that match. I don't know. There are other stuff to go to. I don't know if we need to go over every single match. We can just go to.
Probably just mention the Ops opting out. They turned heel, Samoa Joe.
Oh yeah,
after losing to Paige.
Yeah, I forgot. Oh yes. Yeah, they which to me Samoa Joe is kind of already the heel in this. Which I guess as a faction, you're right. They are kind of a face faction. But then Hangman gets the dub, and then Joe just fucking they had a moment of you know what, kid, you proved me right, and then boom. Yeah, that shit fucking right. I'm curious where we're going though. Are we gonna do a Samoa Joe rematch?
I don't think so. I would hope not. I if anything, and even going into this match, I was kind of on paper oh, Paige is obviously gonna win. why not give this spot to Powerhouse Hobbs and give him a world title match? Maybe that's where they're going forward in the future of this. I don't think so. That would be at Full Gear. Maybe if you do that, it would be on a regular Dynamite. But again, like, yeah, I kind of did not think for 1 second that Samoa Joe was going to win this title.
Yeah.
But I was pleasantly surprised to see a nice little heel turn here. Show some,
sure.
Some.
I mean, that's the best version of Joe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As fun as it is to like cheer him and like whatever. Yeah, like I think Joe, and sure, may take him out of the world title picture, but like now the ops as heels, you know what I mean? Is Hook still in the ops?
I don't think so. No, him and Kingston, I think, are a tag team now. But Shibata, Hobbs, I like them with a new sense of attitude and purpose of being some bad guys. So we'll see what noise they can make.
Let's go on to wrestler/match of the week. I don't know if you already kind of alluded to who your match of the week was, but give me your match of the week.
Match of the week, I think I'm going to stay put. Raw had some contenders, I think, for sure.
I agree.
But I think overall, I was really into the AEW World Tag Team title match. Takeshita and Okada coming up short against Brodito. And here's the thing, and it's something I got to educate myself on, because I see a lot of people saying this. Brodito, wrestler of the year, some people are saying.
Bandito.
Oh, sorry, yep. I got his name. People are saying Bandito, wrestler of the year.
I'm seeing that. Like, I've seen most, if not all, of his like big AEW stuff, unless it was on Collision.
I think he had like a Ring of Honor match of the year contender with Takeshita.
I need to tap into to his Ring of Honor run, because I know he was the Ring of Honor world champion, I believe, for like a minute, and like I heard that was historic. But yeah, he's gonna be, come Stache Awards, his name will be on the ballot. So it's up to,
which I think is impressive as hell to accomplish that, for sure.
Especially and this is no shade, but like to have your biggest matches in an ROH, maybe just a promotion that might not get as many eyes and still get that, like,
you need unanimously people to be like, yes, like, scream from the rooftops, because that's the only way we're going to hear about it.
Right. I agree with you. I also have Okada Takeshita versus Brodito for my match of the week. It's the one that, like, I was watching on a little bit of a delay. I like got home at like maybe like 8:39. I was like, oh yeah, WrestleDream's on, and I kind of like watched it on a little bit. So I got to fast forward through some of the commercials, like whatever. Also my match of the week was one that moved me the most. All right, wrestler of the week, who you got?
I've noticed that I've yet to have a women's wrestler as my wrestler of the week.
And it's not going to start this week.
Well, though, in my defense, though, I've had a lot of women's matches be my match of the week. So maybe that's the thinking there. But I think it's long overdue. And how can I ignore 12 belts Monet? How can I ignore Ultimo Monet turning the internet's panties into inside out and really getting people going and getting the discussion going? 12 championships. How are you not wrestler of the week with all these goddamn championships? A really good match on the recent WrestleDream, and holding down AEW literally with all these titles.
I'm going to give it to someone who unfortunately has 11 less belts than a Mercedes Moné. I'm going to go with, we talked about him at length already, but Ilja Dragunov for winning the U.S. title. Big return. People hate the tattoo. He does need to grow the goatee back. Does need the mustache and the little goatee and the whatever. People are saying they took his aura. No, they didn't. Shut up. But yeah, it's like I said, we don't gotta get into it too deep. But really happy to see him back. Theme song fucking rocks, and WWE's gonna fumble him.
That, and also now I'm in a position to no longer get any Dragunov questions wrong on quizzes, so that's huge. He's someone that always kind of has been someone that I get wrong in regards to questions on quizzes. He always comes up, and I always fumble. So
dun, 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 dun,
I gotta remember the theme song. I gotta remember the finishing move. All these details. But I will be able to now, gratefully, because he's on my TV again.
What is the finish? I know he does like the shit where what's that called? Dragon elbow.
I think something. Yeah, it's the something elbow.
I don't know. I don't think that's it. All right, folks. Unless you have anything else pressing, that's the show. I think
that's the show. Yeah,
that's the show. Thank you for being here. Head over to patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling. We're gonna chat for another hour or so. I got a crazy weekend to catch you up on. We're gonna chat all kinds of. I got your questions. It's gonna be a fun time. I'm in the I'm in the mood to chit chat. I'm raring to go. I got all my grievances out, so now
Yes.
I'm like, you know what I mean. Now I'm in a better mood,
Smooth sailing.
and yeah, that's that, folks. See you next time. See y'all week on the channel, and we'll catch you when we catch you. See you next time. Peace.
Stay curious.
Bro, should we all do a shot of Malort right now? And everyone's like, it's the nastiest shit in the world, but it's one of those things. It's like a camaraderie thing. Yeah.
Like we going, okay, suffering to the same thing. Okay, I can kind of get that.
It is, I think I'm too reminiscent of my old Twitch days.
Whether John Cena has a match or not, other stuff on that card needs to be great too. Give me CM Punk versus Dom Mysterio. I kind of forgot I did this, but I DM Prime. I was like, hey, I'm on a big podcast. You could send me some Prime. They got back to me. They're like,
really?
They're like, no, but